we're gonna do a quick segment here on the keys of Enoch, and I'm gonna show y'all something, right? Book's a little messy, but don't worry about that. I use it a lot. Um, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You have 7 hands holding 7 flames. So this would be that 7 represents your holy nation. But if you notice, you have all 6 hands here, with the same kind of format here, and then here off to the side you have this hand that is doing something completely different. Their hands are open, everybody else's hands are closed. You got to pay attention to the symbolism of what's going on here. This is basically saying that the keys of Enoch, y'all don't get mad at me when I say this because when I read this book, it's like I know this book, right? But it's like I believe that this is a female book. I'm not gonna lie. You know how like the Bible, to me, the Apocrypha, those would be males, but the king books, this would be your majesty book. And I'm saying that because if you see here, right, what you see, if you do this, what you have is the dove, right? You see the dove. Okay, you also see the wings, you see the chariot, you see the angel, you see the holy crown. You see the this is your you know, if you understand your prophecy and your stories correctly. But if you move your hand, notice how the dove is the sign of peace, so on and so forth. Now, don't always associate doves with the color white, because you have brown doves, you have gray doves, right? I've seen brown. I see a lot of brown doves than I do white. And then I started seeing gray. Look like the sky's gonna turn pink today. Um, so remember that, right? And then it's like, remember birds, remember the Mayans, remember the angels. It's all the same stuff. We all the same people. Now I'm going to, you notice they're saying that she gives power to these 7 hands, right? These seven holy people. And then here you've got one though who's doing something different. So to me, this would be like a king of kings. Hey, look at all these little scratches on my book. Messing my book up here. But I move my hand, right? And when you move your hand, what do you see here, honey? That is a celestial angel. That is a celestial being, right? That is a woman. You see, that's her crown. The dove sits on her head. The dove crowns her. She's the one who is able to, right, help you. Things that you got to look at stuff like this that a lot of people didn't notice. That when I first saw this book, the only thing I saw was that bird. But the more I got into it, she started to reveal herself. So I might have just spoiled this for a lot of y'all. But you can see that, right? This is all symbolic to our ancestors. And then I also know, see how she's crowning the bird, the dove is crowning her head, right? She's a woman of the birds, right? Woman of the angels, angelic, right? And I also know that the book is upside down. Uh, so you're just flip it, right? You know the M. This is why you see people using that M key a lot. And then the 2 bridges in between. So this is your beginning. This would be your Genesis, right? um I heard Exodus. It's probably because it's the second one, but this is the bridge. This is the bridge that you see them all trying to use to get ahead in life with, the M bridge. That's your MK, your M soul. Y'all know how they use them letters to try and steal from our people using the key. They all say they don't accept the keys, but they all use the shit out of them keys. Literally. This is why you see that stuff. But if you understand what this really is, it's just this is why they say things like Yamaha, right? That would be your Ya and then Ma. H's actually are A's. So it's Ama. That's your Ama, right? And then your Y symbol, right? Which we flip that. Um, that's the beginning, right? I want to say that's the middle. Oh snaps! Look what we just figured out here. For those of you watching this, remember, you have to balance everything. You have to complete it, bring it to completion. That means I be finding all kinds of stuff that they didn't twerked. I said twerked. That they have is twerk the right word for it? No, because I'm thinking of that dance, but I'm also tweaked. I'm thinking of tweak. I done found a lot of stuff that they have tweaked with our stuff, but if you overstand wholeness, if you overstand balance, if you overstand your scales, you have to balance that. This letter should be there should be another letter like that sitting right here that has been removed. So there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You ain't gotta believe me. You ain't gotta believe me. But I'm telling you, for that to have proper balance, that is a letter, that is a symbol that should actually also be right here. That would balance it out. That would be I am the Alpha and the Omega, right? Because it doesn't make sense that you start the Alpha here, and if you start the Alpha here, it doesn't count because there's still a letter here. If you start the Omega here, it doesn't count because there's a letter here. If you try to say that's the Alpha, it still don't count as the Omega because there's a letter here. Daddy said that specifically for a very reason. And if you overstand your Genesis, which is your Yah, right? You overstand the Middle Ages where we fell. That's where you get your end. You overstand that in the beginning we go back. In the end we go back to the beginning. In the beginning is our ending. Then you overstand that we go back to our Yah, which is you would have that sitting there. So that's missing the letter. I found I found a lot of this stuff wrong in our stuff. So I find ways to put it back. But there you go. There's a fifth letter that should be here, and that would actually balance it out. That would scale it out. That would make sense. We went from Genesis, we took the Exodus, it put us in the middle. Then we took the Exodus again, and we went back to our Genesis. That is the beginning, is the end. The end is the beginning. This is a very important book. Um, we already know this though. And then there's your seven hands, which means that would be the King of Kings, right? That would be the king, and then that would be the King of the Kings, right? The hand of the hands. So there's your, you know. And when you flip the book, it puts him back in his east corner up here at the top, right? And then when you flip it this way, it puts him in his south corner. So no matter what way you flip, it's symbolic. But no matter what way you flip this, he's always facing his east rising. He's always home with his heavenly Father. This is also like Daddy and the Elohim and things like that. Daddy, you know, we're all connected, is what this is saying. And you know, if you look at that, that looks like our kairos, our hieroglyphs, the bird hieroglyph. I mean, this is symbolic on so many levels, y'all. So many levels. There's your fan, right? Um, I mean, you could break this down in so many ways. I'm not going to though, but I just wanted to. This is a separate video, right? Separate video for you know, those of you who like puzzles and you start finding things like that hidden in your stuff. So it's actually in the flip is actually YHWHY, and which we know that's not a correct key. Could even do it like if you did it like that, you would have to correct it. The E would be correct, but then you would have to correct these two letters, and then of course put that letter back up there. So I know what the correction is to those letters too. Uh, and then if you flip it this way, these are my ancestors' books. I have Holy Counsel directly coming from my ancestors. Look, Grandpa's happy because what he's finna, the sky's turning pink. Anytime the sky's pink, that's Grandpa Abraham. Um, right, show Sean, right? um, flip it this way, and this is what the key, you know. This is your A, your D. This is your twin. This is your two, right? This is your two, your first hill and your second hill. This is our people, right? And to me, this would the Y's didn't exist either. The Y's and the H's didn't exist. So, you know, that would just be I think that's an A, honestly. So it would be like right, or right, whatever they want to call it. But I just thought that was interesting. So there you go. A little secret, right?